An even bigger worry than artillery shortage is the scandalous obsolescence of India's air defense, which is still reliant on equipment of World War II vintage. India's military formations and vital installations could be sitting ducks to enemy air attacks.
It's an admission that should leave our political leadership embarrassed. In a clear message, the Director General of Air Defence is pressing the panic button. It has told the top brass that its air defence capabilities are hollow. 97% of its equipment is approaching obsolescence. CNN IBN has details of this presentation and the facts are shocking. The network set up to protect the army field formations and vital installations from air attacks has been called vintage and obsolete. Majority of the Army's air defense equipment has reached its full life. Let's look at the first four. They are, in a sense, the worst of the lot. The Quadra, 30 years into service, at least 2 years over its full life. The L-70 air defense gun actually forms the backbone of the air defense system. It's now been in service for 44 years. The third on the list is the Shilka. It's the self-propelled weapon system. 34 years into service, and finally the twin, it's the twin barrel gun, now into service for about 31 years.
Some of the equipment that we are using is almost Second World War type, like L-70 guns, which we got, I think, in 60s, probably. They're still continuing. We have to make use of them.
Some of the systems have been modified cosmetically, but such is the combat inventory that the Army says that some of its strike corps could hold nothing by 2010. The blame has been laid partly on the DRDO. The Army believes it has reached this critical situation because projects like the Trishul and the Akash either failed or simply did not meet the timeline.
The unfortunate part of this, that the DRDO, Defense Research and Development Organization, always puts a spoke into anything that the armed forces wish to acquire. And they take a huge time. I can give you examples of the Arjun tank. It should have been introduced into service nearly 10 years ago, and it is still nowhere in the acceptable stage to the Indian Army. I can give you example of a simple Sten machine carbine. It is 10 years plus that the DRDO is trying to develop this weapon for the Indian Army, and the Indian Army is unable to accept it. Not because they don't want to accept it, but because it doesn't suit them, it doesn't meet their requirements.
Coming up ahead, the Indian Air Force and the Navy chinks in their armour.
The aeroplanes are not something you can buy off the shelf.